do the business presentation. Okay, we are live now. Let me make sure that the volume doesn't come up, because now we're going to have an echo. Do the business present. Okay, that's now perfect. All right, I'm going to mute my video because it makes sure that I keep the speed of the internet okay. Okay, you can see me. Yeah, I can see myself. I assume that maybe you can see me too. All right, welcome to the Start Right Start Now. I'm super excited. And the reason we are going to go through this several times during this series, because in that way you are going to have first the onboarding, very important, and where you can find the different stuff that we've been putting on. Now, the first thing is download the Shout app. As a matter of fact, you can take a picture of the screen here, and you can also get right away into the app. Okay, this is the first thing, because the Shout app we want to make it the team communications, because in that way we are independent of Facebook. Still, we are going to have the groups on Facebook, but this one keep us away from Facebook. Give us a little more independence, and there are some people that are not on Facebook. But again, make sure you download your Shout application. You can go for the version on the desktop, that's shout.app, or you can ask for a link to get there, to get invited to any of us or any person that's already in Shout. Usually your personal leader. Okay, this is very simple. Now, interested in Shout, you're going to find links and you can see the links in both. On your phone, they will appear in just one page like that, or in your desktop, they're going to appear the same window that say links, but on the right side. Now, you click on links and you see that there's a lot of stuff there. The welcome letter, team calendar, team Zoom, Perfect 7 script, and we keep updating this. We have also a training for the back office. If you want to know how to place an order on the back office, how to follow back office, everything is there. You click on any of those links. This is also going to be available in a website that we are developing for our team. That I would say that it's going to be ready probably in about 6 days or less. But this is powerful. I love that you have access to everything, any question that you have there. Now, you also have the team calendar. When you see the team calendar and you click there, you can click in any of the calendars, and it's going to show you a flyer or something that you can share with people when you click in any of the events that you see on the team calendar. And again, this is also moving consistently. Most of the regular presentations still are going to be stayed there for, I guess, for most of the time. But others, when we are going to be flexible, we are going to be moving some of them. Now, when it's important that you log in to your store, and then you are going to receive a welcome email from the company, and also it tells you the different things, and also you're going to get a welcome page. Now, make sure again you are registered in your tree, and save that link, because that's the one that you are going to use to always access. And again, there is a training on the Shout that tell you how to do all this, how to go into your back office, etc. It's actually really, really well done. Now, set up your Smartsheet too, because we want to make sure, first of all, that we don't run out of products. And the second one, you make sure you have to be active, because if not, your volume is going to disappear. You are not active every 4 weeks. Now, if you came with the founder packages, you are active for those 60 points for 12 weeks in a row. But make sure you look at the clock to make sure when you are going to place the order. And independent when you came up, if you count 12 weeks from the time that you came up, and that's the time that you're going to be covered with those 60 CV. If you came the first week, it's around May, I think it's May 15 or 12, I don't remember. But check the dates, because it's important. You don't want to lose the volume. I still got in a regular hourship, even because I a 4-star, and 4-star you have to have 120 points, and the founder packages cover you for 60 points. But as soon as you hit 4-star, very important that you get the hourship active, and we got it active, and that's really cool. And by the way, take notes of anything that come to mind during these steps that I'm going. Also, like I said, we have the social platforms, we have the Legacy Makers Team Facebook community, we have the Be Nourished, and we keep those active. Also, we have our YouTube channel, and also we are going to be adding, like I said, a website. That one, again, is in the works. And the website, you also are going to be able to access trainings and the same links that you have before. The YouTube channel is great because we have presentations, the trainings like this one, everything is on YouTube. Now, I'm going to slow down from this part. Why is your why? One of the reasons anybody has success in any business is when you have as many reasons to succeed as you can. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to write why you feel that you have to be successful in 3. First of all, before you write your why, write an amount of money that you feel that would be ideal for you to have a comfortable life. Don't say right now $1 million a year or anything like that, unless that really is your super driving force. But an amount of money, write it down right on your paper. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You don't need much time for that. What kind of amount you would like to earn per year or per month or per week? Okay, now, why? Why you want to make that money? Because the amount of money, the dollar signs of the dollar amount is not really the big goal. The goal is what you are going to feel, experience, buy, etc. when you reach that goal. Why you want to reach that goal? Could be peace of mind, live in a different neighborhood, move to a different country because you can run this from any part of the planet as long as you have an internet connection or access. More time for your family, traveling. Why? Write it down. This is very important. The more whys, the more reasons. And I'm not going to spend so much time here because you can continue it on your time, but let me give it another 30 seconds. Where do you want to go? What do you want to buy? Who do you want to help? Okay. And I'm going to ask you one more thing that we don't have it here in the training, but I'm going to ask you, how does that make you feel? Imagine that you already reached that goal. How does it make you feel? You feel excited? In peace? Think about it. How did that make you feel? I just want to say that this is an opportunity for you to get to those points, to that goal. It depends on you. It depends on your consistency. It depends on your mindset. It depends on many things. And always we are going to be one step of the way with you guys to make sure that you get to the point that all of us together, as long as you follow the steps and make sure that you always are developing yourself, you get to that point. It's so important to keep motivating ourselves by having the right music, the right videos, the right books, etc., because that keeps empowering us. If we are going to be watching the news all the time, many times that's going to overthrow whatever we are what feelings we have for reaching the goals. We are going to feel, oh no, there's not opportunities anymore. Oh no, the world is falling apart. No, you can control your own economy. We don't depend on the government. We don't depend on anything else for being successful. And even for feeling successful. You can feel successful before you actually are successful. Everything starts with start in our mind, in a dream. And then, of course, we make sure that we have, when we do visualization, feel the feeling like if you already was there. Okay, what are your main health goals? It can be with, it has to be with fitness to not just be healthy. What are your main goals? What are your main income goals? And we already talked about that. You can skip that one if you already did it. And now the last one is one step beyond that. We talk about how you feel when you reach your goal. Well, how accomplishing those dreams, those goals, are going to make not feeling not you, only you, but the people that are around you. How do you think it's going to affect them? This is an exercise that I do almost every day. When I say almost every day, some days I forgot or we're busy, but I do it in the morning and then the evening. Before I go to bed, I would say 90% of the time I'm doing it. Very few times I miss it at night because I want to sleep and not to have nightmares. It's interesting. When you have thinking and dreaming with goals, I don't think I ever had a nightmare when I went to bed after talking about my goals, writing my goals, because I rewrite my same goals. I rewrite many times, and many times on handwritten, many times just on my computer, on my iPad, or my computer. Now, who do you know that trusts you and is open-minded? Think about that. You're building a list. Who do you know that values health and entrepreneurship? Do you know that deserve to be successful and positioned in your business? Now, one of the things that we are going to be doing, and we've been doing for years, we don't only depend on the people that we talk to, but also creating new connections, new relationships. However, always important to start with the people that's close to us. I know people say, yeah, but people have been burned in network marketing before, or I've been in 1 billion companies and they don't believe me anymore. If you are in a company, 1 billion number 2, 1 billion and 2, still I would call everybody. And I did it. Many you said, yeah, but George, you have made money before. Even when I didn't make money, I didn't make money in Nu Skin. My biggest check was, I think, $120. I don't even remember anymore. I remember my first one was $17.50. I always remember my first check. And then I still told everybody when I went into the next company. And the next company I did better. I was making probably like 7,000, 8,000. I got to 10,000. Interesting. The month I got to 10,000 a month is when I discovered that the company was getting ready for bankruptcy, and I left. But imagine, many people are saying, hey, you got us in a company, went bankruptcy, and then you were before in Nu Skin. How can I trust you? I said, well, because I know, I learned now that blank is an opportunity. And I went to USANA. And when I went to USANA, I didn't stay there. However, USANA is still around. That means that really, I didn't choose about companies. No ideal company, because the pay plan is very average and the products are okay. But the people that stay there, that still have people that I got into the business that are still there, some of them make about 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 a year. They've been making for years. As a matter of fact, one of my friends, he got in there and he worked hard for 9 months and he retired. And he's been getting multiple six figures since 1995. He's not upset with me, but he's not going to leave because he's comfortable there. However, when I left USANA, I had my reason. I went to another company. I went to my friends and say, okay, I'm now doing this. Some people say, yeah, but you jump from company to company. No, really. I was in USANA for 7 years. It's not like that. It was for a few months. And then I went to Isagenix, as you know, and I was there for 15 years. I was afraid to tell people about 3. No. As a matter of fact, I haven't even reached everybody because most of this week we were spending is getting people into the tree, etc. But that's important to start with the people that we know and then expand from there. We expand from there. We learn how to connect with people, not only the traditional way, face-to-face, and what we do every day, but also in new ways to approach people. Now, the power of three. We always talk about the power of two, but we were thinking, okay, we have a 2/3, 1/3. Really, everything had the power of three, and we have to say that this was a great idea, Kenyon Powell. When we were talking about he was telling about 3 and 3 and 3. But think about that. Our every time we create a triangle is 3. As a matter of fact, a triangle is considered the perfect shape. And the 3 has so much meaning and so many beliefs and so many things that you say, well, it has to be a reason. It has to be a reason. But the power of 3 is not only just creating your own 3, you and the 2 people that you sponsor, you have created your own triangle, but also bring 3 people. Why? Because it's a 2/3, 1/3 pay leg, and that works better. It's not that it's necessary to do it like that, but it's better. When you come into the business and you bring 3 people right away, you are setting up, getting ready for another power of 3. By the way, teach everybody else the same. And that's really powerful because you are going to grow very quick. As a matter of fact, let me do something really cool that we have not done in the past. I am going to get out of the script. Okay. If I can. All right. How do I get out of the script here? For some reason, I cannot stop in my computer. Okay. All right. Stupid. And I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to do something really cool that show you why the power of 3 is so powerful. All right. Okay. I'm sharing here my view. For example, 2. Let's suppose you 2, sponsor 2 is 4, sponsor is 8, the 2 sponsor 16, 32, 64. Okay, I will sponsor, I stop here. This is 6 levels of 6 generations, or whatever you want to call it. What about with 3? 3, we start with 3. I'm going to change the color because this is so cool. Start with 3. And now 3 bring 3 is 9. And by the way, it's just one more person. Instead 2, 3, one more person. Look what happened on the second level. You have 2, each one bring 2 is 4. And each one everybody bring 3 is 9. Well, even though it's only one more person, you are ahead by 5 people. 3 times 9 is 27. 81. 243. 729. Look at the difference. 64. You prefer to have 64 or 629? Just by teaching, having one more person, look what happened at 6th level. And we can keep going. One more, here is 128. Here, one more is, and let me change the color right away, is 2,887 compared with this. Now, wow. Just thinking one more, look how big and different it goes when everybody is sponsoring one more person. That's cool, huh? That's really cool. And that's one of the cool things about the power of 3. Let me go back to the slides. Okay, hold on a second. I don't know what it's in now. I just open it and I can find it. But you see, this is the power of 3. It's just one more. And you see the huge difference that happened. Okay, I'm gonna go back to sharing. Hold on just a second. Share screen. Okay. All right, let me share. Okay, and that's why it's so powerful, the power of 3. Now let's keep going. Going back to, this is an example of the cycles and the happy 10, etc. People are coming, more volumes coming. The base is $35 per cycle, maximum 500 cycles. In this example, you see the example with the $35, and then the example with the when you get the 10 happy customers or brand ambassador combination, or and you give a ratio of almost of 20% yourself, and you can get up to 600 cycles. That's the powerful thing about the happy 10. And this is the goal that I will have to say, especially when a new person come in, as soon as possible to get your happy 10, because it's going to be, even if you come with a founder package, or you came with a founder package and you're already getting the $45 per cycle, and the different benefits of happy 10, like the 30% matching bonus, I would say to do ASAP, because you don't want to end it for the 90 days or the 12 weeks and then that disappear. It's so important to go for the happy 10 ASAP. Happy 10 is so powerful where it is. Now, this is an example of what we were talking about, the 3. You see 3, 9, 20, 71, 243. An example I was having in 7 months, 2,187. But look what happened when you keep going. Look at the volumes. You can max out the plan because you had 2,952 points. You could max the plan. That's really cool. That's the potential of the power of 3. Big numbers. Imagine that possibilities. Now, the process is very simple. To build a 6-figure business, you have to make sure that you are connecting with people, you are presenting to people on follow-up, and repeat it and teach it daily. And when I mean daily, it doesn't have to be 7 days a week, it could be 5 days a week, but do it daily, basically. You have 2 days off if you want to, and you choose the days. And how many people you connect? Well, start at least with 1, but make sure the goal is depending on where you want to go. If you want to go a 6-figure, multi-6-figure or 6-figure per month, you have to make sure that you're doing at least 30 contacts every day. And now many people say, I don't have the time. Well, the contacts are just to get people to a conversation and to a presentation. And that's not going to take the time. If you do it right, you can do like 30 or 60 in an hour. Now, Project 100, when you go to the Shout app, you're going to see that has the Project 100, where you can download the form. And originally we have Go for No. That form is going to be changed. But the idea is to connect with 100 people as soon as possible. The ideal would be to do it in the first month, in 1 month, in 30-day period. And again, many people say, how can I do it? I don't know as many people. Well, I'm sure if you open your cell phone, you're going to have more than 100 names. However, you're not going to be limited to that. You probably have seen some of the trainings on prospecting that we had, and we have just the Justin Prince training, where actually you can get unlimited customers around the world. You saw examples of people how they created $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 in volume in only 30 days, coming from zero. But the idea for that to happen, you have to go into action, and the Project 100 is ideal. I'm going to stop recording in a second because I would like to go in different parts. But you have different scripts and systems. We are adapting some of the scripts from the Justin Prince training that you are going to be seeing there also. But the idea is to be in action, and of course to form people. Now, here, one of the goals is when you are connecting with 11 people per day, you can perfectly fast to book the perfect 7. Let me tell you what is the perfect 7. This perfect 7 is simple, the first 7 presentations that you do with your upline or with your leader. But the goal is after you do 7 perfect seven, and that's something that we are going to be talking more. We have not talked much about that because we've been doing in this pre-launching craziness. The idea is that you create your own launch and your own business. With those perfect seven, all of them are going to sign up. But the seven of them, even if they say no to the business, you're going to be working with them to create a launch where you're going to have a lot of people invited to 1 or 2 Zooms in a row. And the 7 are going to give you referrals. The one that signed up and the one that didn't sign up, unless the people were very negative, then you don't want to talk to them. And we are going to talk more about that in the next week or 2, because we are going to be developing that area more. But the idea is the perfect 7 is that you learn how to do a presentation when you do it with us, and then you can do it on your own, but at the same time preparing for that launch that is going to happen. And we are going to be talking more about that, like I said, as we didn't before, because we were in the craziness of moving people into the streets, but I think we are in better situation. Now, there are many ways to present, and we had the landing page link that has been changed, and I don't know if all of you have seen, I keep improving it. We had the Zooms, we had the recorded Zooms and one-on-one Zooms. And the landing page is actually the fastest way to go through people, especially if people that you don't know very well, is sending the landing page and then calling in a 3-way call or a 3-way test and asking what do they think. And but anyway, just check all this. You can invite people to a Zoom, to a landing page. You can book a one-on-one person with a calendar. And this is something that I want to say about the one-on-one. It's very important when we book with somebody that's one-on-one, is somebody that we feel that is positive and is open. We have had some one-on-one with people that never were open. They were negative, they were dirty. When I mean dirty, they didn't want to be there. And that's a little uncomfortable for both of us, or the 3 of us. But make sure that you get to the point that you are connecting to 11 people per day, but you start with 1. Don't think that you have to hook up or to do the 11 right away. Okay, follow-up. It's important to follow within 24 to 48 hours, in some cases immediately. For example, if somebody saw the presentation or saw the landing page, right away, make sure you start on a 2-way chat or 3-way call. 3-way chat is very simple. It's just a text message where you add the other person, you add your upline. For example, let's suppose that I'm talking to anybody here and to Daryl, and then he's my prospect. And then after he sees the presentation, I send a text and say, what do you like the most? What do you like? And then he say, oh, by the way, let me add my mentor or my partner to the chat. And then you add Adrian or me or your upline. Hey, how are you? This is my upline. Just I want to meet Daryl. Daryl, this is George, or this is Adrian, whatever. And that's an amazing tool for us to follow up. It's even better than sometimes a call. And let me tell you why, because it's faster and effective, because the person just saw the presentation. Normally in the past, we were doing a 3-way call appointment. The only challenge with that is that sometimes the person that you wanted to do the appointment was not available. But when you do it in a test, usually the response is much quicker. It can happen almost instantly, and it's very, very powerful. And that's why I love it now. We have different questions, follow-up questions, but the main ones are, what do you like the most? What else do you like? Remember that when you ask that, you are opening everything in a positive way. You are not saying, what do you think? Because if the persons, sometimes the people are focusing on something negative, say, oh, I didn't like the accent of this guy, or I didn't like this. But if you say, what do you like the most? Say, oh, actually, I'm curious about the product. So actually, I love the idea to working from home. It's so important to ask the right question. Now, many people say, how long do you follow up until the person died? You keep doing follow-up. Of course, you ask for permission. You ask the person, it's okay if I stay in contact with you. Unless they say no, you keep staying in contact. And let me tell you, since I've been asking that question in years, I don't remember anybody saying no. Maybe it's somebody, but there have been so few of them, that's why I probably don't remember. But that's a powerful way to get people to be followed by you. You say best way to duplicate is repeat two step until you are a 3-star or better. Actually, I would say, I know we had 3-star thing until you start making the money that you want to make. I would change that into that. Because you don't want to stop until because 3-star could be found very quick. And there are some people that did it in the first week when we pre-launched the first week, but still they don't know exactly how to do the business. They're still asking questions, etc. It's why important. You don't stop until you are making the money that you want to make. And I'm not talking about the first $500, the first $100, or the first $50. I'm talking when you are earning what you want to be earning consistently every month, 10,000, 20,000 a month, or even more. Now, do it yourself first. And this is important that even if you have not done a presentation, you create a presentation for being done by us with you with the upline. It's so important that you show that you are a leader, even if you say, well, I never done network marketing or I never been a leader in anything. Just be a leader, feel like a leader, and you start doing things that you say, oh, I didn't realize I can do that. One of the things important, by the way, when you join, try to sponsor 3 people as soon as possible. It could be in the first 3 days, and we have 3 days because we like the number 3. And also that everybody download the Teachout as soon as possible. And never, ever stop personally sponsoring, especially this next 3 years. I'm not talking about 3 months, the next 3 years, because we are planting the phase at the base of the company. The company is launching in May 22nd. And still, it's going to be the preparation mode. We are not going to be in momentum unless something explodes so quick that's only in 3 years we're $1 billion. But we are not in momentum yet. Yeah, a lot of people are coming in, but it's because they are excited about new opportunity. But we are not in momentum yet. Still, we have 3 years to grow strong. And in the next 3 years, you can do it for the rest of your life. One of my mentor friends and leader in another company, he's 95, I think, and his birthday, I think, we just passed his birthday. Holy cow. I forgot to say happy birthday. He's 95 or 96 years old. He still keep prospecting. He always sponsor. Every year he averaged between 30 or 40 new people that he's sponsoring. At the beginning, he was averaging like 80 or 100 a year. But now, of course, he's slowing down, but still he's sponsoring. He's still sponsoring, talking to people. Now, the goal, by the way, when you start is to become 3-star as soon as possible. And the reason is because when you are 3-star, you have 3 levels of matching bonus. You start getting into the leadership of having 3 levels, 3 generations, really cool. But I don't stop there. You stop in the income that you want to have. The income that you want to have. And even then, I will not stop because you want to make sure that your position is solid and make sure that you have people in your organization that also they are reaching their goal. Because as Zig Ziglar said, success, to get the things that you want, you have to help people to get their things they want. It's as simple as that. And let me get out of here. And I would like actually to go into any questions that you may have. I'm going to stop sharing here. All right. Okay, and trying to get my video, and my video is not working. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, I'm here, guys. Any questions, any thing that you would like to ask right now? That's the best time. Actually, we finished earlier than I thought because I thought between the opportunity and the training, we were going to end about 12:30. Actually, we are a little earlier. But anybody has a questions, comments? I know it was a lot of information, but we wanted to make sure that we have the whole thing about the onboarding right away. We are going to be doing trainings that are going to be individual on each area, but I wanted to have the whole picture and to show you what is available out there.
George?
Hey, Kenny, how are you?
Good. Hey, I got a question. You know how we're starting up and we're already new launching and everything? A question about doing when we sign somebody up to do their launch over the, you know what I mean, do business launches. Just some, I know you didn't really go over that or nothing, but how do we go about doing that to make it the best, even as us, to where we can do a launch? to launch our business too, to relaunch our business.
Yes.
How would you suggest to do that?
Yeah, the first thing is important is to do those 7 presentations before. And let me tell you that what is the reason of the 7 presentation. You are going to do those 7 presentations with your upline. You don't do it yourself at all. 0. Let me tell you why. First of all, it has several purposes, but one of the purposes is the more you see a presentation, the more you are going to say, oh, I can do that. My own style, obviously, but I can do it. But there's a second reason. You call it practice presentation. Why? Because when you approach the people and say, I'm practicing this presentation, one of my uplines, and I want you to see it, to see what you think. And that way you have much higher reception of people that want to see that presentation, because they say, okay, well, you're practicing. Yeah, I want to see it. That's the second one. You are going to have more faces. Now, at the end of those 7 presentations, I'm sure you assign up somebody. You are nobody that I know is signed up all the 7, but you are going to sign up at least somebody. And then when you have, then you prepare for the launch. The launch say, okay, I'm launching my business. You saw the presentation. I would like to see if you can help me. And the person say, how? Even if the person say no, has say no to the presentation. Well, I would like to attract people to this presentation, and I would like to help you. Who do you know that blank? And the blank could be person that have been in networking that they know, because everybody has been hit by somebody in network marketing. People that are teachers, people that are in sales, people that are motivated for health. You start asking questions and getting referral from all them. Okay, I'm launching my business. Let's suppose that you have a day, May 15, whatever. No, don't put it too far away. Let's suppose that it's a week from now, no? And say, I want to have as many people. I'm going to have an open house or launch at certain time in Zoom presentation. And you know, the guy or the person that will help me, he or she is going to be the person that is going to be holding that presentation. And the reason is because from those 7, you're going to have ideas to have referrals, plus the other people that you know, because you are going to be doing yourself too, and to invite as many people as possible to launch your business. Say, I'm launching my business or having my open house. And that doesn't have to be only one presentation. It could be more than one. But the first one, you have to make sure that have the most people possible. Usually the first one is the one where you're going to have the most people. But the idea is the 7 presentations that you see with your upline. And then after you go through those 7 presentations, there are 7 people that already look at. Many are going to, some are going to say no, some of them are going to buy products, and 1 or 2 or more could be signing up. There are 7. Those 7 is going to be your source of new people beside the one that you know for that launch that you're going to do. And say, I'm so excited I'm having the launch. Now, probably by next week, everybody already had received the products. We received our products yesterday. Actually, of one of our position, because we got my position, Adrian position, but we got the one that doesn't have the founder. The founder started sending last night. It's why we are not, the people that had a founder probably we're not going to get until next week. But we got already products because I got 3 positions. Actually, we have mine and my 2 daughters. We probably are going to receive the other 2 products really quick, but we received already 1 package. But anyway, why I'm saying the product, because you are going to have the products also for that launch. Right now, everything's pre-launch. But again, the steps are very simple. 7 people connecting, and those 7 that you are invited to do one-on-one presentations or even practice presentations, and then you launch. This is something that we are starting to talk now. Even if you're following Amy, she's starting to talk about that now, and we didn't do it before because we were going in the craziness of setting up people in the trees. But that's the fastest way to do a launch. And once a month to do always a big launch. You still are going to have presentation to the week, but the first one is the one I'm launching my business now, pre-launching, because actually all of us are pre-launching our business right now. And again, go through presentation, individual presentation, 7 people. And then those 7 people are going to be part of the source of leads, including themselves. Even if they say, no, I'm launching the business, I need your support. And then we make it really a nice presentation online. But that's the launch. That's the launch.
Okay. So I've seen, like Amy has put, like they did the Asian launch. They did a thing last night. Excuse me. And I'm trying to get on as many of the I try to watch as much as I can just to get it through my head. So she's showing as founder. So if you bought a founder's package, you can announce yourself as a founder of the company, correct?
Mhm.
But by buying a founder's package?
Yes. Yeah, you're a founder because you start participating on the 2%. But like I said, that's limited.
Right. I mean, if you signed up as a founder, then you can have that title as a founder in front of your name, like a founder, Kenyon
Oh,
Powell,
yeah,
because I bought
you have it. You have it. You should call yourself a founder. Although, for example, in 3 months, you can call yourself a founder, but don't tell people what you have as a founder because they're going to get upset because they're not going to get the 2%. They are not going to be able founders. That's why
I see.
they have the extra 2% because I don't want them to get upset. I never ask in Isogenics what the founders had because they always, every convention where they have the founder executives on the stage, but I didn't have a clue what they have. I didn't ask. I was afraid to ask that I was going to get upset.
Oh, I understand. I fully understand that. Okay. I'm clearing things. I've got a guy coming in with the founders this next week and we're just plugging away.
Yeah, right now, Asia actually already launched 2 weeks ago. That call was for a specific group from mostly from the Philippines. It's a small group from the Philippines, although there were some people that are not from the Philippines. Asia still, most of Asia have not shipped products yet, and they are not going to be shipping until 2 weeks from now. It's why most of the volumes from Asia have not come up yet. As soon as they start coming up, the founders are going to be gone because they're expecting at least 8,000 to 10,000 founders, if there are 8,000 to 10,000 founders left. I don't know how many are that they're from the China because most of Asian countries have problems with the currency exchange because we are a new company. And of course, there was millions of dollars that were placing in orders and the banks were holding it. But now that problem is being solved. And in the next week or so, we are going to see an explosion of volume of orders coming in.
Okay. Because I've got a guy in Japan that I went to school with that lives there, and I've been working with him. I sent him the videos the other day, and he's looking at them right now as we speak, probably. So,
does he live in Japan?
He lives in Japan.
Yeah, he had to do it as soon as possible because Japan is going to be, I think it's probably going to be our second biggest market after China. Because they are big networkers. Japanese love networking and network marketing.
Okay. Thank you, George. Appreciate all your input.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Now, this is going to be the last training where we are going to have a whole full training on different things. The other ones are going to be specific always to 1 or 2 or 3 topics the most. And we are going to start doing that next week. You're going to have topics like only about, for example, prospecting, only about the back office, only about a pay plan to make sure, because I know I went through so much information right now. And it's hard to get all that information at once. Anyway, anybody else before we leave? We are a little earlier than I thought we were going to, and that's cool, actually. Especially because we did the 2 presentations.
Just one more comment.
Yeah, can you?
Justin Prince was amazing the other night, and I got the training, and that is amazing. I've been going through 1 week. Every day I do a week so far. Then I'm going to go back through it and do it again and again because it's unlimited. And that was really powerful the way he talked about stuff because to me, it's getting this repetition down to know what we need to do to make this a successful business.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great training. As a matter of fact, we are planning to do a training based on the training for the people that got it. Even for the people that didn't get it, although it's better if you got it because you have everything in front of you. As you saw, the first week is mostly in our mindset, the things that he covered already in the presentation that he did on Tuesday night. But then he's going to start getting deeper. There's no any excuse at all after you go to the training that you cannot sponsor at least one, two, or three people a week. I mean, he's really good at that. Even that he is at the point that he's mostly semi-retired, still he said that still he has his sponsoring mindset, and every week he's sponsoring somebody, even that that's not 100% his thing. When I mean he's semi-retired, I mean he's making over $1 million per month in all his businesses. Can you imagine making over $1 million per month? When we met him in California, he flew in a private jet, and with his son. And they have a family reunion somewhere, and then DJ went back to the family reunion in the jet. He was with his son.
Well, what's nice about him?
Pardon me?
What's nice about him is he's helped me with my verbiage to be more positive with what to say, to get people's piquing their interest with what the words that you need to say. And I think that's been because this last few days I've had more people piquing their interest more because it's doing the verbiage on how to say it more positive and what the words that they need to say, the excitement and everything.
We still had the recording in Shout. He told us to have it there for 72 hours, but still have it. He had not told them not to. For people that didn't buy the training, he goes a lot of the verbiage there too, still.
Yeah.
And I feel that his training is very complete because it goes through the mindset, very important. And then that we have to have, because most of the training, the reason that people don't even finish them is because they don't have the right mindset. As a matter of fact, I used to go to a lot of seminars where people were selling trainings. That was before the internet. I remember how many times I met one of the speakers, and one of the speakers I was talking to him, that was a real estate seminar. And I said, and he has sold the day before, one of the speakers, something like 150 trainings, each one for about, I think it was $1,995, imagine, over 100. He made over $199,000, of course, less the expenses, etc. But I asked him, how many people do actually do the training? And he said, 1 in 25 people finish the training. 1 in 25. Most people quit at one point.
Wow.
Because they always were sending service, etc. And that's why I said it's important not only to have the training, but finish it and then practice it, of course. Yeah, Melissa said that she also got the training. Good, great. I don't know about this training. It's amazing, really helpful in getting started. Yes. It's why I'm planning something to do based on that training for the people, for everybody. Although, of course, if you have the training, you're going to have an advantage. It's just that we just have the training on Tuesday, and the idea that came last night, I said, wow, that would be good, like doing a follow-up, because it's like doing the training all at the same time. Now, you can go faster like you have done, Kenny, and you're following 1 week per day. And I did it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But the idea is to reinforce it because really, I know we are at a time in our business right now that we are so early that applying those things are going to make it even more powerful, the timing that we have now. Not only the fact that we had training, but the timing. And it's why, gosh, Diane said, I knew, I also got the extra before I knew it wasn't necessary. I know you got the presentation deck. The presentation deck is great to have it, by the way. I don't say, but you don't have to have it. This is mostly for people that still don't have a PowerPoint presentation, but we have already the company PowerPoint presentation. Although you are going to see one coming up as a business presentation that's actually based in the I think it was a $29 presentation deck, but you already have that presentation. You just download it ourselves. You don't have to create it, because we are creating a lot based on that. We are going to be making always improvements, because obviously always it's like they say, always there's space to improve. But the extra, I don't know what what other extra do you get, by the way?
He offered some other stuff, and I haven't looked at it, but he did offer some other stuff when we signed up, and did it that we could pay and get extra trainings from him.
Yeah, well,
So-
there is the blue, I think it's called the Network Marketing Blueprint. It's good when you have a large organization because he's telling you how to set up or groups, teams, etc. I will not get. I have all that. I will not get it because it's not necessary. It's $995 too. $995. But if you got it, there's nothing wrong about it because you are going to still learn things, but there are things that are advanced when you have an organization already. And that's the blueprint. I think it's called Blueprint, Network Marketing Blueprint or something like that. And there is another one called, it's about time management. I don't remember the name. I got all the whole package when we went to California. Actually, we got everything, the $1,500 total, $1,600, something like that. But after going through it, a lot of that's for advanced. It's when you have already a large group. If you're starting zero, as a matter of fact, he said on his call, if you just learn one skill that's recruiting, you never are going to be poor, basically. You're never going to run out of money. Because the most important is the recruiting, the main one that he was selling, because as soon as you internalize and start applying that and start getting good at that, guess what? You can sponsor anything. It can be even in real estate. You can be in things that don't have anything to do with network marketing. It's just that the advantage of network marketing is the residual income that we have, and it's easier to do it. No, you don't need a bunch of licenses or anything like that. But what I mean, as soon as you internalize that, holy cow, your business is going to explode. It's why the idea, I always do, I used to make the mistake that every time I was buying a training, I was buying tons of trainings at the same time, and I never finished anyone because I was so dispersed among trainings. The best way to succeed in anything when you buy a training is go to the basics. Now, this recruiting, although it's basic, it's not basic at the same time, it has a lot of advanced stuff that you're going to find out, especially the closer you get to the later weeks. But if you got the other ones, well, don't feel bad because one day you're going to need it. When you have your organization that's big, I say, oh, I have this just in print. And he keep updating it, by the way. But I would not get the blueprint. I forgot what is the name of the blueprint because the $997 because it's super advanced. When I mean super advanced, not necessarily that we are not going to get it. It's just you are going to say, okay, I don't have a big group yet. I don't have a group yet. Why do I need to do that? Oh, because it teaches you how to create videos for prospecting. Like the one that we have in, as a matter of fact, let me show you really quick this because I think it can really good. 3-1. Let me stop the recording, by the way. The Zoom and YouTube.
So does he live down here in St. George?
Yeah, he's in St. George.
I need to look him up. I would love to have lunch with him. You know what I mean?